see it when it comes out or something.
What, yesterday?
Yeah. So there's this fucking scene of James Corden, and he's like, "Oh, some people are coming to sing the song. Does the Beatles turn up at the end or something? The actual Beatles."
I'm not going to tell you because I'm currently recording. But actually, I may as well tell you. No, they don't. The Beatles are not in this film. Not well.
We're not even reviewing this film.
Anyway.
No spoilers because you won't tell me anything.
Anyway, let's give people what they want. We've been away for quite a while. We've been on a long hiatus. And the people have been eagerly awaiting this review of Spider-Man.
The truth is that we got blipped.
Yeah.
And we're back.
We're back now because Iron Man saved everybody. Spoilers for Endgame. But if you're listening to this, you've seen Endgame, I would imagine.
Well, I like to think so anyway.
So, Spider-Man, the long-awaited review from JBFH Productions. What's it called? Spider-Man Far From Home. I keep going to call it Homecoming, but it's not Homecoming.
Yeah. I wonder what the next one will be called, because they've gone from Homecoming to Far From Home.
Homeward Bound. Yeah, no, I like this film quite a lot.
Yeah.
I liked it more than Homecoming, but I haven't seen Homecoming since I watched it at the cinema, so I'm not very, like, you can put your drink down. I told Billy not to bang the table, but it's kind of hard not to bang the table, especially considering we're having a couple of drinks right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I think it's better paced than Homecoming.
Don't say too many ums, because Dean keeps listening. Our friend Dean. Sorry, we will get into the review now. This is a podcast though, and a review. So yeah, I know, but there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with saying So fuck you, Dean. If you're listening,
you can play a drinking game along with us. It makes it more interesting.
Yeah, every time you say just have a drink. Dean would be fucked.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll have to find a different word to place.
So.
I think it's better paced than Homecoming.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it gets.
Say though, if you want to. Don't worry about Dean. I was just joking.
It starts off like if you skip the little beginning bit with the Nick Fury and Maria Hill, a Mysterio first turns up. It starts off kind of like Homecoming with that high school aspect.
We should establish this is spoilers.
Yeah, it is.
This is a spoiler review.
Yeah, so it kind of starts off with the high school aspect to start with, but once they land in Venice, it quickly turns into that superhero thing. It seems a bit like
it still feels very high schooly though.
Yeah, but there was less. I felt like there was always something going on from that point. There was no room for Peter to really breathe or do anything because it's just
because he's constantly being asked to like do shit basically.
Yeah, so I felt like they did that very well. Like Homecoming, I felt like the pace was.
I don't really remember that much. I remember the things I remember most from Homecoming are like Michael Keaton, because I think he was the best thing about that film. Other than I mean,
one thing about Homecoming was that it kind of fit well to Spider-Man in terms of it wasn't like a huge big event.
That's what I loved about Homecoming.
It was contained to just that
the high school kind of like
and
it's almost a John Hughes film.
Michael Keaton's character wasn't like a big villain really.
No,
in the grand schemes of things.
He was just a dude who got his hand on some tech and he was pissed off.
He could slip under the radar for. He obviously has been for a while.
Yeah.
This film does feel like more of a not a world-ending event because you obviously spoilers. We know that there's allusions, so it's not actually the grand. It's not as big as
it's not actually real, which is actually I think was a really smart move for this film because they still don't have to go too huge.
But in terms of the people die still in those are different cities. People are going to die if he doesn't stop Mysterio. So there are bigger stakes than in the last film, but it's kind of still contained in a way.
Yeah.
Because Spider-Man knows that by that point at the end is not real.
Yeah. But, so we're trying to structure this a bit. So what were your main positives of this film?
I think everyone in this film is good.
Yeah, I would agree.
Acting wise, even I really thought that Ned and Betty was gonna annoy me at first.
Yeah.
Because I laughed the first time. I was like, if this goes on through the whole film, it was gonna get annoying. But even though it kind of did go on through the whole film, I never once.
It's enough though.
It wasn't. And they obviously, I think they know that too much of it could get old.
Yeah.
So at the end, that's why they killed it. Like they're not together anymore.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because they don't have to keep that going for the next one.
And then because that is realistic.
It's just a little funny thing to have on the side.
Yeah.
But,
so I think the cat and like even Zendaya as MJ had a lot more to do in this
I loved
film.
her in this one.
Yeah.
And in the first one, I remember, because I think if you go back to like our original review of Femcom, which was one of the first videos we did, I think it was the first video.
Yeah, I think there was like 3 reviews in one.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and that
Baby
actually
Driver.
that probably got the most views out of all our videos. But that's probably because it's the oldest
it did
one.
for a while.
Yeah.
But then our Comic Con one slowly overtook it.
150 views, wasn't it, or something like that. Maybe a bit more.
Yeah, something like that. I haven't checked in a while. I used to be like always like, oh yes, we've got new views, but now we haven't done this for a while. So
making so much money from this.
Oh, yeah.
We hadn't needed to do it, so we're making all this money, all this cash. Anyway, any other positives other than just the characters? Because like you said, what you were saying about
also I wanted to mention Jake Gyllenhaal as well while we were mentioning the casting, because I mean
he did what he could with what he had.
I can't really think of many Jake Gyllenhaal films where Jake Gyllenhaal is not good in the role he's in.
What do you mean good as in well acted?
The film doesn't necessarily be good, but he's usually good in everything
he commits 100%, and that's what I liked about him in this film.
And I know, like there is that scene where they basically just spill their evil plot, which I think they needed to do in a way, because we needed to know what kind of
it's kind of weird, like when they go around the room in the bar, but it's not really a bar, and he literally, everybody there knows exactly what part they played in this plan, but he still has to, for the audience, describe, like, it's kind of cool they do it in like a toast way, but as someone who analyzes
Spider-Man being tied up and him spitting out his evil part,
it's better than him monologuing, but it was, as somebody who watches films like in a, like an analysing kind of way, we know like, oh, that's what they're doing. They're explaining to the audience.
But they kind of needed to as well, because like the little link from the first Iron Man film, I would have never noticed unless they had to put that scene in there for me to know it was. Because unless I watched Iron Man back after and was like, oh, he was. Do you know what I mean? I would never have picked that up myself.
No, same.
And the same, even though they didn't necessarily need to use the scene from Civil War, but some people might have went over their heads.
Yeah,
so they kind of did in a way.
Yeah, that was cool.
But yeah, it builds on everything still, but it still stays kind of contained to Spider-Man. The best element about the film, one of the best things they've done, was the fact that obviously they've lost Iron Man. Like he was a big influence in not only Peter's life, but the world. He's a big.
I found myself getting a little bit emotional with that.
Yeah,
like,
well, it was most of it was kind of subtle as well.
Yeah,
like there was always kind of an Iron Man present, even if it was just like, I mean, there was sometimes you just like when he's telling his plan about how to get in MJ. There's photos in the background. They're not like. They're blurred out in the background, but you can tell there's just like little presence.
It's cool. Every now and then you see a little like Avengers or Iron Man reference, which is really cool.
And obviously the fact that they're all asking Peter if he's gonna, like, you know, there's pressure from his friends to keep them safe because Ned keeps bringing it up.
Yeah.
You also got that scene at the beginning where they're all saying, "Oh, are you the next Iron Man?"
Yeah. This is what I loved about this film as well, because that is Spider-Man. Like he's juggling two things. He's trying to get the girl.
Yeah.
And he's trying to lead his normal life. But he's also got this other thing, and now with this iteration of Spider-Man, they're trying to pull him in now. Like
what they did well in terms of not just this film, in the Spider-Man's kind of MCU run, they cut out the Uncle Ben stuff, but kind of kept it in still, because basically they just replaced Uncle Ben with Iron Man.
That's true.
Tony Stark is just Uncle Ben.
Yeah,
but with because he has that impact. He's
a father figure who's now died.
Yeah, and
the only difference is. He's not. Well, actually, no. He is the one that got that made him.
And even the like, instead of great power comes great responsibility line, it's kind of like he's got to the next Tony Stark.
Yeah,
I trust you.
Yeah,
it's kind of the same thing, really.
Yeah, it is.
And then but the only difference is instead of, I suppose he doesn't really have to go out of Uncle Ben's shadow because he's got to kind of come out of that Iron Man shadow. But Iron Man's the reason he's who he is, really.
Yeah, he is.
Because even though he was being Spider-Man before that, he was
in his pajamas. He was in his sweats.
He's the person he's become because of Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And
do you know what I like about this film as well?
Also, sorry,
no, go on, carry on.
John Favreau, happy in it.
Yeah, happy.
I like in this film as well because, like, obviously, I feel like in the first film, he's portrayed as like he doesn't really want to keep track of this kid.
No,
because he thinks that he's probably more like just some project to Tony.
Yeah, yeah.
And like he's not really, he's not someone to be serious about. But once Tony dies. And the impact, he knows that like he's chosen Peter to kind of step up into that role, and then instead of him being distant like he was in that film, he's there now.
Yeah.
He's present in Peter's life.
I really liked the inclusion of Happy in this, because
Yeah.
I always like seeing Jon Favreau in anything anyway, because I think he's like really good. Even if he's just acting, like I like him directing, I like him writing as well, because Swingers is one of my favourite films of all time. But yeah, he was. I really liked the inclusion of him as a character as well, and I liked his relationship with May.
Yeah,
it was quite funny as well.
Yeah, I've seen it at the end.
And obviously, like in the original, in the first Spider-Man film and in Civil War, there's a little bit of a flirtation between Tony and May as well in there, because they've made May hot now, essentially.
Yeah,
and
extent,
yeah, she's not old Aunt May anymore.
No, but it makes sense.
Yeah, no, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, because like I don't know, it makes sense anyway. Because who has like an old as fuck aunt who's basically their grandma anyway?
Yeah, because Peter Parker is always supposed to be a teen, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he's supposed to be 16, isn't he?
Well, saying that, I say it makes sense in the Tobey Maguire films because of how old he was, but then again, he was supposed to be in high school at the beginning.
Tobey Maguire's like 35 or something, like in those films, I swear, he's old as fuck.
But he was supposed to be a high school student, so maybe not.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
It
It's
was
just
not,
how old he actually was.
And I've rewatched those films recently, and he's not a high school student.
No.
Neither is fucking James Franco either. But or MJ for anyone in that, especially Flash. Remember Flash in that film? Fucking hell. Did you know anyone like that at like 18?
Do you know, I felt really bad for Flash in this film at the end when he gets...
I hate Flash in these films.
Yeah, but do you know when he gets to the airport and then he's like...
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, could mother not make
But
it?
what was the point in that though?
I don't know, it made me feel bad for him.
Yeah, because like they were gonna like Peter was gonna do something for him or something like that, like something nice for him or something.
Yeah.
And he was gonna respect Peter or something after that. But no, it was just like, nah, this kid's a dick, and his mum hasn't turned up. So I was like, oh, it's like fair enough. You can tell
that I think it was showing that he's trying to prove somewhat like.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. But I think that's one negative that I had about this film is him, because I know he's not a big part of it, and it doesn't really matter. It'd be nitpicking for me to say it was a negative, but he was annoying more so than he needed to be. I think he's not enough of a bully either. Like, Flash is supposed to be a bully, isn't he?
Yeah. But I think they become friends at some point in the comic.
Well, they probably do, but like not yet.
Yeah.
So it's like, and he's not enough. He's like, just teases him. He's just a dick. Like, and he's annoying. And every time he was on screen, it annoyed me. And also, and not in the way that it was supposed to either. He was just fucking like irritating. You know what I mean? And he was overacting it, but he's probably just doing what he could with the script.
Yeah.
Anyway, because they give him sort of this cliche like fucking. What does he say to him? Like.
Yeah. No.
Do you know what I mean? Like he just teases him, and it's like
the illusion scene's really cool.
What one?
The one where he goes to the headquarters and then it all disappears and.
Oh yeah. Well, when he skydives in.
Yeah. No. The one where.
Oh no! Yeah. I
and
love
then
that.
He gets hit by the train.
Is that out of like a comic or anything? Because it felt like it probably wasn't, but it felt like it was.
Because the only difference with this film and in say the comics and the cartoons and stuff, like even though Mysterio is a threat, none of his illusions are usually dangerous. In this one, obviously they put drones and stuff. It makes it more realistic.
Yeah,
like,
it's cool. Yeah.
But in the comics, like there was a scene in the '90s cartoon where like he's in a thing and the roof falls and Peter Parker goes, "I had to duck it," and then it just doesn't because it's a hologram. But like in this, it's obviously got it's the drones are projecting the hologram, so they got like I suppose they were spitting out fire at one point.
And it's fucking dangerous too as well because like he's not where he thinks he is or whatever.
Yeah.
He could fall off of things.
Yeah, because it and like what I really like is even when you think the illusion is done and then
it's
Nick Fury is going, "Oh, who did you tell?" and he says,
"Yeah, I knew that was going to happen."
Yeah, but like it's still. Cool.
But that is such this current kind of version of Peter.
Yeah,
that is what he would do as well. Like he would immediately because he's kind of trusting and he's looking for an authority figure as well.
Yeah.
He wants out. He doesn't want to do.
I think this is like essentially is another coming of age story for Peter.
But all these films should be while he's still a teenager.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
I know that Tom Holland isn't a teenager in real life, but he pulls off being a 16-year-old.
Yeah, well,
I think he's like 21.
He was
quite
young when he was hired. He's 21 now. I mean, when he got hired for a role, he must have been not far off.
Like 18, 19 or something.
Yeah. So I mean, when did Civil War come out?
I'm not sure actually. Yeah, that's a good point. He was in Civil War, wasn't he?
I like the fact they addressed not just the blip, but do you know when they're on the plane and he's obviously got the alcohol and she's like, "Oh, he blipped. He's already 21."
Yeah.
I wonder if they have to get new IDs or something.
So, question, like, so everybody in his class blipped, yeah?
Yeah.
So why did that Brad guy? Why is he
wasn't in the class? Though, was he? He was 5 years younger.
So he was 5. Oh,
yeah,
okay. So
did you not see that video?
Yeah, I couldn't.
That was supposed to be him. So it was like people that blip say the same.
I kind of missed it because there were some fucking annoying cunts. Sorry for my language. Behind us. Do you remember that we had to fucking move because who the fuck talks through you could talk through the trailers. I didn't mind that. I talk through the trailers a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But sitting behind me, kicking my chair, and
they were annoying.
Whispering and making comments and just fucking and burping as well. What the fuck are you burping on the back of my head? Like, we had to move, didn't we?
Yeah,
I said I'm moving now. Yeah.
But
yeah, so I couldn't hear that bit properly because they were still talking, and they started to quiet down, and then they got louder again. So then we had to move. So that's why I didn't catch on to that.
What was the other point I had before you said that?
Well, the blipping. And
we're on about the blipping, yeah. So yeah, obviously address the fact he's 21. I read a thing that Kevin Feige said, and it's such a stupid, so they were like, oh, so obviously that film shows that if you blipped, when you came back, you just came back in the place you were, which is fine. But there was like, oh, what if you're in a plane or something? And apparently Kevin Feige said, because Hulk is now Smart Hulk, he would have, when he clicked his fingers, he would. If you blipped,
that's such a fucking scapegoat.
If you blipped and you come back where you came, you're in the fucking air. You're dead.
Yeah, you're dead. They're dead. Just don't be afraid to get dark with it. They're dead now. That's just a casualty. The funniest scene of war.
About the blip wasn't even anything like that. Is when Mr. Harrington's like, oh, my wife pretended to blip. Yeah, she just ran off.
That right, Martin Starr. It's Martin Starr. He's in Freaks and Geeks as well. He's my favourite thing in Freaks and Geeks ever when he was a kid. And he's my favourite thing in this film, more than anyone else. See, I'm not even joking either. Like Martin Starr and fucking JB Smoove, is that his name?
Yeah.
You know, the
he's like, don't bring me in
science teacher. Yeah, and he's in Curb Your Enthusiasm as well. Have you ever seen that show? It's a really funny show, Larry David. But
it's when he's like,
hilarious in that.
The funeral was a fake funeral. The funeral was real. He's like, you want to see a video?
My wife pretended to blip. I thought she was blip. We had a funeral. She just ran off with somebody else.
Oh, that's right.
I'd love a spin-off film with just those two characters. It's so funny.
And speaking about casting, even like I said, I didn't mention Tom Holland. I probably shouldn't need to, but Tom Holland is Spider-Man.
He's the best Spider-Man we've had, I think. Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
Spider-Man.
And I like that they show
that he's a definitive person. Spider-Man for me.
And I like that they show that he's smart.
Yeah.
Like, because Peter's smart. Like he makes his own web shooters and all that shit.
Do you know what I liked as well is like, they drew, because they knew that people probably, after such a big film like Endgame, maybe people aren't going to come straight in for a Spider-Man film straight away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they dropped the trailer with the idea of a multiverse, because that automatically draws people in.
Yeah.
And I'm like that we didn't really get a multiverse.
No, because they can't fuck with Marvel's kind of lore and stuff yet.
I don't know, because they've announced some bigger stuff in these
films. But the stuff they've announced, they have to run past Marvel, and Marvel probably we're not ready for a multiverse yet.
No, but I don't know.
Although
I think it was they dropped it.
Right.
I think it was planned, like as in Mysterio was always gonna lie and
say
he was because, like he said, people are with what goes on in the world. Why wouldn't people believe that there's a multiverse?
Yeah, it completely makes sense.
And like with Doctor Strange, obviously, what I liked, if you were to look at Mysterio, he's got aspects of like Thor, Iron Man, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah,
he's got a bit of all of them. Yeah. And I like the fish, because I was always like a fishbowl wouldn't work, but I like how they've used it, because it's obviously the he's got the
tech. Yeah,
but not the tech. It's like so like he's in the suit. You know what I mean? So even though he's not there, that's like his kind of camera. Like it's like VR essentially.
Yeah, it's
isn't
cool.
it?
Yeah,
and that's why he's a fishbowl.
They've done a really good job of that, because I always thought that if they did Mysterio in the film,
because Mysterio
it could be cheesy, it could look
one
weird.
of my favourite Marvel villains, my favourite Spider-Man villains.
Yeah.
From like the cartoons and comics, but I just never thought that it would work in a film.
Do you know who I always liked in the cartoons?
Who?
Shocker. I don't know why.
Shockers like in these films. We've had two Shockers.
Why?
Because we had the one that is the Shocker at first, and then fucking Vulture accidentally kills him.
Oh yeah.
And then we had a second one.
What was the second one?
The guy that picks it up, he goes, oh, I guess you're the Shocker now, and throws at him, doesn't he?
I've seen that film once, I can't even remember it, yeah.
But yeah, so we had two Shockers.
That's cool.
Kind of, but I think they got. I don't think Mysterio's actually dead. I think he's.
No, I think
I don't think you cast Jake Gyllenhaal not to use him again.
Well, I think
at least. I think he'd be back in it somehow.
I think,
even if it's just his team that's setting up the Mysterio hologram still.
Yeah, but I think
Peter's probably still think he could be alive as well.
I think that what probably happened behind the scenes, and I don't know this, I'm just guessing, but judging from like Jake Gyllenhaal and the kind of films he usually does, I would imagine he was skeptical about doing big blockbuster superhero films. He doesn't generally do that sort of stuff. He does a lot, especially lately. He kind of does his indie films. He does his
with
thing
the MCU.
But I think he probably had a contract that said that he signed on for this film, and then if all goes well,
maybe
he might sign on for another one.
I think he was probably into the idea of this film. I think
he must have to take it, but I think what is
the MCU as well isn't like it's not like he's. I know he's a Sony film he signed on for.
Yeah.
But it's not like he's signed up for DC or a bit hit and miss with their. The MCU have at least been consistently okay.
Yeah.
Even the films that I would. Iron Man 2, I can still I probably don't watch it. I don't watch it often, but I could sit through it, and I don't think it's a terrible film.
I like Iron Man 2.
It's just okay.
Yeah.
But Iron Man 2 or For the Dark World are probably my bottom 2 on my MCU list.
Yeah.
And I say there's just Slambank in the middle, okay kind of films. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not amazing.
They're passable.
There's flaws.
But there are a lot of Marvel films that are just passable.
Yeah, but I think like you get to a point where like there's like maybe from like a big chunk of the middle section is just like good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Standard.
Yeah, they're standard.
It's almost
those okay ones, but are below standard.
It's almost like they got into the swing of things.
And then you got some of those exceptional ones, because I would say, I would go as far as Infinity War and Endgame as a standalone films. They're no good because you can't. They're not standalone films. They're not intended to be standalone.
You have to
films.
have seen the other.
You need because there's such a big hype around Endgame. People that's not watched any of the Marvel films, right? I want to see Endgame. How can you see Endgame? You need to at least see part 1 for a start. But then even if you see part 1, there's so many things you're not going to feel any. When people when they get snapped, you're not going to have that same emotional impact as if you've been with it from the start.
Yeah, and you're especially not going to have the emotional impact when Tony dies at the end.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I spoke to someone who's seen it just Endgame and said they cried. I didn't get how that was emotional for someone who's only seen Endgame. Because for one, you don't even really know what's gone on.
Well, maybe because they built up the relationship with Robert Downey Jr. Well, Tony Stark and his daughter and Pepper Potts.
Maybe, but
and he was Danny, I love you 5,000 and all that.
Yeah, 3,000.
3,000 was it?
Yeah, sorry, you're gonna get.
Sorry, apologies. Fuck yeah,
the
two people that are watching this, I thought it was 3,000.
One of them.
I'm gonna delete your comment. Go on.
So one of them was you.
yeah, I'd have to comment on one of our videos. What did I say?
So it was praising yourself.
Yeah, I said the
but
guy.
You read it as yourself at first and deleted it and read it again with a different name.
Yeah,
so I'd already seen it as you. I read exactly the same comment again.
Yeah. Well,
I can't remember what the name was, but I texted you saying love and life with that name. Didn't I?
Yeah, somebody commented on there, didn't they? Some other person, and I replied to them. I think it was. Yeah. But anyway, that's another thing.
Yeah, I think this is. I mean, if you've watched this video, you've already seen the film. You must have. I mean, the twist was always going to happen because if you know anything about Mysterio, he is a villain.
Yeah.
It was just when you see the elementals turn up and there's actual damage, it just not draws you away from it because you're still kind of thinking, how is this going to twist into
throws you a little bit, but you're more thinking rather than.
And I wondered if maybe. At first I was like, maybe they are going to play it this way.
Yeah.
But not have it as this movie's arc and Mysterio comes out as a villain in another movie.
Yeah.
And it could just be about taking down the elementals.
Yeah.
But there was that scene when I thought, okay, now that we're getting somewhere, is when he's fighting the Molten Man. Well, I suppose it's not even called that.
I know what it's called.
But they had all those like things in the trailers with had like little license places which references to comics where like Molten Man, Hydro Man, Sandman and all turn up, but they're not even those characters then, are they?
No, they're not. Yeah.
But
I don't think they want to waste those characters at the moment.
When they got the Ferris wheel, and he obviously spins a web, and you see it like hit nothing,
yeah,
and then you see that, and you're like, okay, obviously there's some definitely up here. That's the point when you should expect that Mysterio is the villain straight away. Even
I think anybody who knows anything about Spider-Man knew that.
Yeah,
obviously.
The only thing I would say is the MCU is quite mainstream now, and
there's a lot of people that wouldn't have known.
There's loads of people that would be watching these films and they've kept up with the MCU all the way through, but aren't big on the comics and stuff.
No, yeah.
Maybe aren't big Spider-Man fans, but because they like everything else.
We knew that Mysterio is a villain because we watched it when we were kids.
Well,
we watched the 90s cartoon.
Because the 90s cartoon was probably, I don't know about you, but it was probably my first introduction to Spider-Man, really.
Yeah, that and the Tobey Maguire films.
But because when I was reading comics for a little bit, whenever I'd read Spider-Man comics, I'd read it in that kind of 90s voice.
I don't know, I can't remember the voice actor's name, but yeah, it was always.
He was in a few of the games as well, but he was never the main Spider-Man in the games. He was like Spider-Man 2099. I
loved him,
which was already weird for me when I was playing those games. And the Spider-Man that I was enjoyed as a kid is doing the voice for a different Spider-Man. But yeah, where were we before I started going off?
Talking about the elementals, and then
like we always knew that was going to happen. He was going to turn into a villain. It was just how they were going to play it, and the idea of Tony being ex-employees of Tony Stark.
That's cool that they did that.
Because there was always Spider-Man had run Mysterio in the comics, but it works more in this universe that Tony would be the one to do it.
Yeah.
With Tony's death, opens a window.
Yeah.
For these guys to try and
it
move
was
in
smart
and take
the way
over.
they did it. Yeah.
And yeah, I just really enjoyed it. And that end scene where he goes into the drones and he takes them down and he's getting chased by all the drones.
Really cool.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. I loved all the illusion stuff and just.
Yeah.
I was trying to think who else was a standout in this. Well, let's go back to MJ a minute because I think in Homecoming she was not there. Really, was she?
No, but I don't think she was intended to be.
No, she wasn't. Yeah, I mean, because it was a reveal at the end. Yeah, my friends call me MJ or whatever.
The main thing was that we were expecting this Liv to be Spider-Man's love interest going forward, but that obviously played in with a twist. That the Vulture was her dad.
Yeah, I'd love to see Michael Keaton come back at some point.
I think he will.
I hope so. I got a feeling they're just going to leave him to the side now, but I hope they don't.
I still think, because at the end of the day, this is still a Sony film.
Yeah.
I think the plan is still to bring in the Sinister Six.
That'd be cool, yeah.
The idea,
especially if Keaton leads it or something.
But the way they're in the Marvel universe, so Marvel are, I mean, it's a Sony film, but Marvel will have creative control, I'd imagine, to an extent.
Yeah, there's a lot of dealings going on.
And I don't think Sony are stupid in the sense that they've obviously made a deal with Marvel for a reason. They know
Marvel bailed them out. Essentially.
Yeah, but they made this deal with Marvel for a reason, didn't they? They trust, obviously, Marvel got a game plan, they know that.
Yeah.
So they're gonna, to an extent, if they didn't agree somewhat, they'll voice their opinions, but to an extent, they'll let Marvel plan this out because they know that the last 10 years Marvel have been doing this.
Yeah. And
I think it'll be still a slow pace because, like I think I said to you, they had apparently in a test screening when they're swinging Spider-Man swinging with MJ at the end, and just before he picks her up, there is a banner in the background that says, "Oh, we're excited to show you what's coming."
Yeah.
But apparently in test screenings before that, it was saying Oscorp. So I think in the comics, I think is Dr. Octopus, which is the big
main kind of
in
dude,
the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
But I think Norman Osborn coming in, getting the people that are in jail out of jail, maybe even bringing in Mysterio, or Mysterio doesn't even have to be in it.
No.
He can be an illusion. Peter's not going to be stupid to the fact there's illusion now, but he won't be overly convinced that Mysterio's not dead. So if a Mysterio turns up, even if it's not him and it's a hologram,
they didn't. I mean, I know they showed him I know they showed him not moving shit and so he was dead, but they didn't show what they did with the body and all that shit.
No, but it wouldn't surprise me if Mysterio's part of the Sinister Six, but it's not Mysterio. It's still a hologram with this team.
But why would they bother making Mysterio the hologram?
Because Mysterio's a face now, isn't he? He's essentially the hero that Spider-Man kills.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for the after credit scene.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about. Carry on for now. Yeah.
But yeah, the Sinister Six. They bring in Norman Osborn. Show a reason why he would want to take down Spider-Man, or he doesn't even need to take down Spider-Man. Maybe there's a reason he's in the background. He's seen these villains. I mean, he bails them out of jail. He's got a plan, and maybe Spider-Man just happens to try and stop their plan.
Yeah.
And that's why he's in fight with Sinister Six. Because even though I think Adrian Toomes would take down Spider-Man again, Spider-Man saved his life, so he's not gonna. I don't think he's instantly gonna go out and seek revenge.
No.
But if Spider-Man stands in his way, he's gonna take him down, and I think that's the way forward is to bring Norman Osborn in. He's got an idea for these guys which they can help him with. He's using them as puppets. Spider-Man comes in, and that's why you get them battling the Sinister Six.
I hope they do that. That would be cool.
Along those lines. But yeah, the after credit scene.
Yeah, the first one. Let's go with.
Yeah.
Because that was cool seeing.
Let's
seeing J. Jameson fucking.
Let's get start before that. But yeah.
I just want.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons. Yeah, that was amazing seeing him come back.
He's not.
Everybody wanted that.
He's just J.K. Simmons now.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he doesn't really look like an artist. He's like bold, but that was just
a
cool.
really good scene. Yeah. And he was like. He basically just played the same guy. I think though that J.J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, J. Jonah Jameson.
J.J.
Jonah Jameson. J.J. Abrams.
J. Jonah Jameson. I don't know why I said J.J. Yeah. Anyway, that one I think is too over the top to be in the movies as a kind of not. I wouldn't say like that's the big in the kind of role he played in those Sam Raimi films. I think he's too over the top to play that kind of role.
I don't know.
But as these cameos, where maybe he's just on the screen and he does like you see him in the background, or maybe
they kind of took this from the Spider-Man game, where like J. Jonah Jameson has his like radio thing, his podcast or whatever.
And if they play it kind of like that, where we see him pop up every now and again for these funny videos, I think it would work really well. I just don't think he can have a massive role.
No, I think they might even keep him for post-credit scenes.
He might be a good thing to have, like, not. I don't want to use the word replace Stan Lee kind of cameos, but I like to have in these films because I
think you keep him in Spider-Man. You don't bother putting him in anything else.
I think it could work, but it has to be set in like the New York kind of. Do you know what I mean? If it's outside New York, then obviously we don't use him.
Also, the thing about him as well is like actually you're not in the comics, but like generally Spider-Man's like the main kind of superhero in the Spider-Man shows and stuff, and in the comics.
In the shows.
So
in the
like
comics,
he would hate
main in his.
Jameson would hate everybody
He's a small-scale
though.
universe though, and
he's not
universe. He's a small-scale superhero still, even in his own comics. He does big stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
But in his comics, they're still in the world of the Avengers and stuff. He's small-scale.
But why does he hate Spider-Man specifically? In this world though, everybody's in New York.
I suppose.
So I mean, all the main city in these films is New York. Like they always mention New York from the first Avengers film. So he would hate everybody. Because he doesn't like superheroes. But he liked Jake Gyllenhaal, but he didn't like Spider-Man.
Because Spider-Man
killed him.
Yeah, because he doesn't like Spider-Man.
Yeah,
but we're not supposed to because we know Jake
is. I know, and he hates Spider-Man.
Do you know what I liked about that after credit scene? Right, in every Spider-Man film, he goes swinging with these fucking women, and they love it. It's terrifying. I would be terrified.
Yeah, what the fuck? I don't even like going on roller coasters.
And what I liked about it is just as the film ends, he like nearly drops her, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You see, and so she's bound to be terrified. I like that. She's like, never doing that again.
I would never trust him again. I would dump him right there and then.
And then but then that reveal that Mysterio is because that's obviously because when he's speaking about he says get my suit up kind of thing after he kills the drones. That's obviously his plan from that point then was to frame Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like the end to an extent. I'm interested to see where they're going to go with it.
Yeah, I don't like that everybody knows him now. Because now, like, why is he going to wear the mask?
What was good, though, is because, like, we haven't had this aspect in the film yet where New York hates Spider-Man. Because even though it's Jameson, people don't like Spider-Man in New York in comics and in the cartoons.
Not everybody, some people.
No, there are some people, but, like, he gets a lot of hate from people. And you wouldn't have that before. This can introduce that. The only problem they got is that everyone knows who he is.
Yeah,
but I'm interested.
I don't know how this is going to work.
I'm interested to see where it goes from here.
Also, it's weird that that's a post-credit scene because there's some people that still don't stay for them.
Yeah,
and you wouldn't know that.
But there's loads of them that are kind of big-ish that they've had. There's always a joke one. Like I would class the second one in this one as kind of a joke one, but you still need to stay around for it because it will impact not only the film we just seen, but it surely is going to have some impact going forward. The second one.
Well, how much impact?
I don't know.
Well, with the scrolls?
I'm assuming that where he is now is supposed to be Sword.
Who? Nick?
Yeah. Right. They're stupid names, aren't they? Shield and Sword.
Well, I thought he was with Captain Marvel.
Well, he's on this ship, which looks like it's a new defense team, which is probably Shield, which is a galactic defense team.
Why did I think that was a ship for Captain Marvel?
Because they got all the scrolls on there.
Right.
But obviously I don't know why he's there and the scrolls are down there. They'll probably explain that at some point.
Yeah, it was strange. I didn't like that this wasn't Nick Fury for the entire film.
If you watch it a second time, because obviously I've seen it twice, you can kind of tell there's points where he's out of character.
Right. Like
just in the way he speaks and stuff.
He's more of a dick in this one than he was in the others as well. But I don't like that was also a post-credit scene because it's like if you didn't stay for the last one, then you wouldn't ever know that it wasn't Nick Fury.
But at the same time, if you followed the MCU from the beginning, then you should pretty much know that you have to stay till the end.
Yeah, of course, yeah, but like...
And I know what you're saying, but they still include big stuff in it before. Some of them aren't big, some of them are.
Yeah.
But they've included stuff before that you wouldn't know if you didn't see an after-credit scene.
Yeah, I'm getting fed up with post-credit scenes.
I don't mind them in this world, because it's when other stuff try to do it.
Yeah, but I don't...
Because I don't ever know when to stay till the end. At least in the MCU, you stay till the end.
Yeah, I know some people like to sit and watch the credits and stuff, but I don't.
No.
And sometimes I just want to go, and I have to sit through the whole thing, and then watch something, but then it's like... If it's a shit post-credit scene that makes no difference, then I'm like, where the fuck do I stay?
I like the Homecoming one where it was...
Yeah, I did like that, yeah. No, what...
the Captain America one at the end where he... He just took the piss out of us.
I liked the Spider-Verse one. The Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that film.
The post credits though.
Which was a post credit.
When he's like pointing at each other.
Oh yeah, that was
that was hilarious.
He was like, who pointed first? Or
yeah. You. I can't remember what they said now. It was hilarious.
That was funny. That was what's his name? Poe Dameron.
Oh right.
Who did the voice of that 2099 one?
Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, I can't think of his name now. I just remember his Star Wars character. He was the voice in that.
Anyway, should we?
What would you rate this out of 10? That's our score, isn't it? 10.
I give it a solid 8.
Solid 8.
Yeah.
And that's what you gave Homecoming.
I gave Homecoming a 7.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure.
I gave it like a 7.5 or an 8. I thought.
I may have given it a 7.5, but this is a solid 8, maybe 8.5, maybe. It's between that.
I would. I'm still. I
don't think it's a 10 by far.
No, it's not a 10. I've seen it. I'd probably go 8.5. I reckon at where I am now. After seeing it twice, I think I go 8.5.
You used to make fun of me for doing 0.5s.
I know. No, I didn't. I used to make fun of you when you said stuff like. You said like 8.75 or something like that. 8.7.
I never said that.
Yeah, sure you did.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you did a weird number because you want that. So you can do it 8.5, but you can't go any different than those.
Alright.
I'm sure it was.
Well, I'll give it an 8. Maybe 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5 I would think.
Yeah, I think it's better than Homecoming. I still don't think it's perfect. And I still think there are some pacing issues, I think, but nothing like major. But yeah, no, it was a good film overall. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I think I'd be more likely to watch this one again than Homecoming. And I haven't seen Homecoming since I watched it at the cinema, so I do plan to watch that again, but I'm more likely to watch this one again first. Yeah,
I really like this film. It's really good.
Alright, so that was the review on Spider-Man Far From Home. Let us know what you thought, the one person listening. And if you're not interested in the next part, we're gonna rank the Spider-Man films, the theatrical films.
Yeah, but I was gonna include Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, because it came out of the cinema. We might include it.
So how do you want to do this? You wanted me to list mine off, and you would.
Well, first of all, that was the review, and now we're gonna move on to ranking all of the Spider-Man films. So if you don't give a shit about that, which you probably won't, you can leave. But yeah. Yeah,
when I was thinking about it, because I rang you earlier and I said, you want to do this? And you said, yeah. And I was like, right, I definitely know how I rank these films. And I thought about it, and I thought, oh no, actually, I'd rather watch this film than that. So I'm just going to start with my bottom one, which is The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
That's fair.
The only good thing about that film is the relationship between Gwen and Peter.
I agree.
Apart from that film, why does fucking Jamie Foxx's teeth get fixed when he gets attacked by eels?
I don't
and you know
remember
what,
that. I just remember Jamie Foxx fucking rapping.
And dubstep. When he's hitting all the electric things trying to kill Spider-Man, he's playing dubstep. And
it's like, these people looking at me or something. I was like, what the fuck is this about? Is this in his head or is he saying it out loud? When he's fucking
in Times Square and he's fighting Electro.
Yeah.
And fucking Gwen Stacy is stupid as shit and holds onto a metal bar while there's fucking electric flying around.
That film has so many fucking problems. I don't think I enjoyed anything about that film.
So my next film in my head was always going to be Spider-Man 3, but it's not. The Amazing Spider-Man 1 is my next one.
Really?
Because I was thinking about it.
3's a fucking mess, man.
No, right.
I would say
I don't mind Amazing Spider-Man 1. It's okay. I don't think the villain's particularly strong or good. The origin story wasn't as good as the Spider-Man in the other one.
No.
When I'm thinking about it in my head, I never think, I want to rewatch that. But I can sit through Spider-Man 3 still. There's problems. There is problems with Spider-Man 3.
Massive problems.
But I still
and it's boring.
And I still have more of a fun time watching that than the Amazing Spider-Man 1.
I don't. I disagree.
So next on my list is The Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Okay.
No, Amazing Spider-Man 3? Spider-Man 3.
Fuck me, they never made it through. Thankfully.
No. But then next on my list is Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, there's too many villains crammed into that film.
Way
too many.
That's the problem with... That was the problem with 3 as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm on about now.
Oh, you're talking about Spider-Man 3 now.
Two was bottom, then The Amazing Spider-Man 1 was second from bottom.
Okay, yeah.
Then we got Spider-Man 3.
Okay, you have to put a list on the screen when you edit this.
Yeah, I will. I'll put the list up so you can just
put your list and I'll do mine after. But I'm only going to list mine quickly and then tell you what I disagreed with you. Yeah,
so then after Spider-Man 3 is probably then the first Spider-Man film.
Okay.
But from this point, I enjoy all of these films. So it's harder to rank the top ones in an order than the bottom ones.
Yeah.
Though I would have said, like I said, I would have said Spider-Man 3 is second from bottom, but I changed my mind when I was thinking about it this morning. First Spider-Man, I like that film. And I think the origin's done really well in that film as well.
It is done well, yeah.
And is quite true to the comics. The second half of that film kind of... The Green Goblin is too much like a Power Ranger villain.
Very fucking campy.
Yeah, and I mean, there's the problem with these films, though, because I always, like, in my head, it's kind of a strong trilogy, apart from, well, kind of.
Do you know the best thing about that film? It's the Green Goblin's little mouth thing, when he goes, Zzz, and he got his little lips are in there, and he goes, yeah, Spider-Man! Zips fuck up. That's so stupid. And he does look like a Power Rangers villain. It looks like he bought that fucking suit on, like, Amazon or something.
Yeah, it does.
It's terrible.
So the next in my list will be Homecoming.
Yeah.
Like I said, Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man, hands down. The Vulture was a great villain.
Yeah.
Again, it's just a pacing issue in it.
Well, I haven't seen it recently, so I can't really say. Sorry, I'm yawning.
Then I was going to go Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2, is it... Rewatch
Spider-Man
it now.
2, I have rewatched it now. I rewatched it like a year ago.
Do you know what I was thinking as well? Is it not only is it a bit campy, but the reason he loses his powers isn't that...
It's not clear. I think he lost his confidence.
It was basically because of his relationship problems and all that.
Yeah.
Everything gets to him at once, and
but
he loses his
why
powers.
does that make you lose your powers?
Yeah, exactly. That's a flaw with that, because I always thought of that as...
It's so weird.
In my head as one of the best superhero movies when it came out. It probably was when it came out.
Yeah, when it came out.
But it doesn't... When you rewatch it now, it's not as good.
No.
But
None of those films are.
But I don't mind it still. I like... Dr. Octopus is a great villain.
Yeah, but even his stuff's kind of campy as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's very cheesy, those Sam Raimi films.
And then,
like,
second...
They don't age well. I mean,
Yeah.
people say they do, and they don't.
They don't, but I think... Yeah, so my next film is Far From Home, which is second.
Okay.
Right, we just discussed this film. I don't really need to say much more about it, do I?
Great film.
So, and then top is Into the Spider-Verse.
That's fair.
I think Into the Spider-Verse...
But the only thing about Into the Spider-Verse is it's hard to compare it to live action because there's such different standards.
They are.
Yeah.
But I think that film was probably one of the best films to come out that year.
It was one of my favourites.
Let alone to be one of the best Spider-Man films. I think I would put that top.
Yeah, it was really good. Everything about Into the Spider-Verse was good. I don't think I had one negative.
One of my... Well, I think Tom Holland's my definitive Spider-Man now. But that Peter Parker, the one that's
the fat one,
depressed one.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite Peter Parkers.
Yeah, he's great.
And
Miles Morales.
And if you had told me that before, I would never have thought my favorite Peter Parker would be a depressed.
I think Miles is really good as well.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, Miles is great in it as well. All of them are pretty good. Even like the little roles. Because I thought the Spider-Ham would annoy me, but actually he's used to the right amount.
Yeah, he's comedic.
Nicolas Cage was funny in it as well.
Hilarious.
Like his killer origin story.
And I really liked
the only
Spider-Gwen as well.
With that film, I would say, is the villain. But the reason... But I understand why they didn't delve into the villain.
The Kingpin was cool.
He was cool, but it didn't really delve in deep enough with the Kingpin.
I prefer like the Daredevil Kingpin and the one from like the 90s cartoon and stuff like that.
Yeah, but the reason they couldn't delve too much into it, they've already got so many characters to follow. It makes sense that they couldn't do it, which is understandable.
They just need a common enemy, don't they?
But that's like my only real flaw with that film was the villain. Other than that, I think that film was great.
Brilliant film, and the animation was really cool as well.
But yeah, the Kingpin Daredevil was my favourite Kingpin.
Yeah, he's
the
really
Daredevil
cool. And the one from
the 90s cartoon.
The 90s cartoon, and the one from the new, the latest Spider-Man game.
Yeah, he was cool. But
they're all kind of similar, but that's what I like.
I don't understand why he's so strong though, the Kingpin.
He just is in everything though. Like he's always strong. I know I know in Daredevil they say he got that BC suit, which like stops him from getting stabbed and shit, and it's bulletproof.
Yeah, in that Daredevil, he's not strong in terms of the fact that
he's strong,
but he's not like superhuman.
No, he's not smashing you through walls and shit. But like,
because Daredevil is not really super. Well, he is superhuman, I suppose, kind of to an extent. He's not like
super heightened senses.
Yeah,
but he's not got super strength.
If you stab him, he dies.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't, but you know what I mean.
He can die.
He can die. Yeah. Whereas Spider-Man gets hit by a fucking train. All the Spider-Men get hit by trains, I swear.
Yeah, but like, I always struggle with like the Tom Holland Spider-Man. Like, how strong is he then? Because he struggled to lift those rocks, but he can get hit by a train and not break a bone in his body. He got cut up, but he didn't break a bone. It's strange.
He did pass out on the train, I suppose.
He passed out, but he didn't break a bone. It's like, is he indestructible? Because he got hit by a fucking train.
Yeah,
you would have a broken arm.
I think what they say about it is that he's got like super what are they called?
Regenerating, kind of like Wolverine.
Kind of, but not to the extent of Wolverine. Not where he's like instantly healed.
Yeah. But
you can see in that fight at the end, like kind of they do like he doesn't like completely. He's not like a full Spider-Man.
No. What do you mean?
Like he's not as like he comes back and he's pretty like all right,
fucked up. Though.
But he's still injured when he's in that final battle. You can see it.
But Spider-Man does get injured though. That's I like that. Like,
and do you know what though as well? With him getting his identity revealed, he has his mask off a lot in that film. Yeah. It would make sense that in the day and age we're in,
I suppose, yeah.
Especially when that happened on the bridge at the end.
There's CCTV and stuff as well.
Yeah, so. But do you know when that happens and he's on the bridge at the end? There's a massive thing there. Now it's stopped. People are going to go there for you. People are going to take pictures and then be able to zoom in. And with the cameras and stuff people got these days, you can zoom in, probably get a clear picture of his face.
It does make sense that people would know who he is, but at the same time, I don't
saying.
like it. So why is he going to wear the mask now? He's not going to look Spider-Man anymore. It's strange.
I don't mind it at the minute. I want to see where it goes because I think it's hard to judge it on just what's happened because we don't know where it's leading to.
Yeah,
they could lead to one of the best Spider-Man storylines that we've seen.
Yeah, no, it could. Yeah, I hope so.
That's when I'll judge it, is when we know the outcome.
That's fair.
And then we can look back at that and say, was it really justified? Have we just lost like what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man, or we gained something from that evolves the character of Spider-Man? Because I think this trilogy, because there's going to be a trilogy, I think Tom Holland, as long as the MCU is making money, Tom Holland will make. I think there'll be more than 3 Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
If the MCU continues to make money, I
want to see him get older as Spider-Man.
And I wouldn't mind that.
I'd love that. If in like 10 years time and he's done like 7 Spider-Man films or something like that, altogether.
Yeah.
That would be really cool because like you could get to see him grow up and become the Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man rather than a boy. You know what I mean?
I think the third one should be like a final coming of age kind of story though.
Yeah.
And then we need to kind of do something different. I think
he needs to leave high school.
Yeah. I think John Watts should come back, direct the next one.
Yeah.
Complete the trilogy.
Did he do both of these?
Yeah.
Right.
And then I think that if they make a 4th one, they need to maybe go in a different direction.
I don't think you need to lose too much of it. I think you want to keep that balance of like Peter Parker and Spider-Man. You want to go full Avengers with it.
No.
Because that's the thing though. Like he's not going to be balancing those 2 lives so much anymore because people know who he is.
The thing is, as well, whether it's in this or it doesn't work, we don't know where it's going to go. But who else's identity is hidden other than Spider-Man?
Well, no one. That's what I mean. Yeah, but he there was a reason he wanted to hide it. Yeah. Was because he wanted to keep his life and not just be an Avenger.
But I think there's still ways that his identity could end up being hidden again. I
don't know, because he's next to the world, and that's going to go all around the internet. Everybody's going to know who he is.
There are people believe a high schooler is Spider-Man as well.
They might not believe it. So, but anyway,
after the Civil War comic, I think Doctor Strange uses some power to wipe everyone's memories. I don't know, do that in this. It's too much of a...
There's no reason for him to do that just to avoid Spider-Man being known. You know? But anyway, so run through your films quickly again. Your ranking.
So I went, bottom was Amazing Spider-Man 2, then Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man 2, Far From Home, Into the Spider-Verse.
Right. So we'll have those on screen now for people. So that's Billy's. So that's Billy's fucking thing. So here's mine. And I think I might run through them fairly quick. I think you get a lot of points that I wanted to hit anyway. Yeah. But I think this is off the top of my head actually, to be honest, because I haven't prepared. I think I'll go for my least favourite would be Spider-Man 3. I think.
More than The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
No, you're right, yeah. Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I still think there's enjoyable stuff in Spider-Man 3. There's a lot of flaws. But
Amazing Spider-Man 2 sucks fucking ass and it should never be watched by anyone. Right? And then...
Spent money on that shit.
And then Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
And then... Amazing Spider-Man... No. Oh, I don't know. This is hard now. I should have thought about it. Probably did it. You're running away.
Let's get up here.
So what did I say? I said Amazing... No, I said... What the fuck did I just say? Amazing Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 3. Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
I'll go for... Spider-Man, the original, the Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi one. Then Spider-Man 2. I think I've got the same fucking list as you. Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. No,
No, Spider-Man 3. Sorry.
You've done Spider-Man.
I've done Spider-Man. I don't know. Fuck my list. I agree with you. Yeah, I'll do. Spider-Verse is the best. That's all you need to know. I can't count anymore.
There were 8.
I don't know. Huh?
There was 8 films.
Yeah, I know, but I can't think off the top of my head. There's too many fucking Spider-Mans. Spider-Men.
You could count.
Basically, my top three are like
your top three.
My top three are Spider-Man 2. No, actually, no, it's not Spider-Man 2. Fuck Spider-Man 2, actually, because I rewatched it recently and it's not that good. It's enjoyable, but it's super campy. It does not hold up now. Up to the new
I think
films.
it was in my top three if you read back.
It's like people who say like the Tim Burton Batman films were the best, and they're not.
No.
They're really not.
It may change because I don't watch Homecoming as much as I should. Probably.
And neither are the Dark Knight films, by the way.
Pardon?
Neither are the Dark Knight films, by the way.
No, I don't think they are.
They're massively overrated. Fuck the Dark Knight.
Do you know what though?
Heath Ledger was the best part of this
Batman Begins is actually a good film.
Yeah, it's better than Dark Knight.
Batman Begins is the best one.
It's better than the Dark Knight. And the only good thing about the Dark Knight, and I don't care what anybody says, the only good thing about that film is Heath Ledger. And when he's not on screen, I am sleeping. Like, it's boring. Like sorry, I'm getting angry, but it just pisses me off how everybody puts it up on a pedestal, and it's really not that good. And also, like, the third one is terrible, for the most part. It's so
Batman
stupid.
breaks his back.
Yeah.
Gets back fairly quickly.
Well, I think he spends a few months.
Alright, but then he somehow gets out of this cave and then gets to the city pretty quickly, which is all blocked off and guarded. Somehow gets his way into the city.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's a lot of...
Fucking flies his jet out to sea.
Yeah,
he's going to drop a fucking nuclear bomb. What do you do? Glide out of there? He's out in the middle of the sea. It shows you a wide shot of him in the middle of the sea.
But why does he fuck off to... What's that? Oh, it's that Alfred is going on the same place as him. Did he just sit in that restaurant
waiting for him?
Alfred tells him that story, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
But does he go there every day? Go, my butler might come.
Alfred?
He might come. My butler.
Also, Batman doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want a normal life.
No.
He wants to be Batman.
But
he is Batman. He's not Bruce Wayne.
Do you reckon he's like there? She's like, oh, I don't want to come here anymore. He's like, yeah, but my butler will be here today. We've come here for the last 3 months.
They split up. He becomes Batman again, and now he's all fat and like out of shape.
Into the Batverse.
The best fucking Batman film I've ever seen is fucking The Dark Knight Rises. No, not The Dark Knight Rises.
Just said it.
It's the bad one. The Dark Knight Returns part 1 and 2.
Yeah, the cartoons.
Yeah, they are the best ones that I've seen. And I haven't seen many of the cartoon films, but those are my favourites out of all of the Batman films. Even the Tim Burton ones, which also kind of suck now. Jack Nicholson's fun, but they're like really campy themselves.
Yeah, but that's that kind of era, innit?
Yeah, and it's fine. They worked for that time, but they don't hold up now.
Yeah.
And people hold the Nolan films in such a high regard, and they're not good, really. They're fine. Like, Batman Begins is a great film.
Batman Begins is a solid start for Batman.
But just nobody, like... I know this is kind of a meme at this point or whatever. Nobody likes the Batman voice that he did, but I really don't like the Batman voice that he did. It sounds so stupid. I much prefer what they did. Yeah, where is he? Fucking, have a fucking cough suite, mate. What's wrong with you?
But then, do you know, like, say in Far From Home, when Peter's at that,
he doesn't change his voice.
No, when he's at that, and even when he's on like he's on the Ferris wheel, or even at the homeless place.
Yeah.
Surely someone's met her nephew.
I know, but like, how are you really gonna? If there was a superhero, right, put it this way, if there was a superhero running around like here now, yeah, and then I wasn't around, and then he came up and he sounded like me, you'd be like, that sounds like Josh. That's weird. But you wouldn't think that's Josh, would you? You think Josh is not a fucking superhero?
How about this, yeah? So that Betty, is in the Ferris wheel with Ned, yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is holding the Ferris wheel up, and he says, Beck, no, don't do it, quite loudly. They would have heard him. Surely she might have thought of something then.
No.
Not only that, the Washington Monument, Peter disappears.
Okay, yeah, they have reasons.
They have a lot of reasons to...
They do, but in general, nobody else would know.
No.
And also, you would still question it. Because he's supposed to be kind of nerdy, but he's still kind of cool.
Because some people that I spoke to were like, oh, they didn't like that MJ found out so quickly. But I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it makes sense that she would work out, but they also established that she wasn't even sure. She was just kind of saying it to see.
Funny,
she suspected, but she didn't know. She's like some 60% sure or whatever.
Yeah, it's funny. She was like, you're totally serious right now.
Yeah. But I don't know how we got into Batman just now.
No.
But yeah.
Cool.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that's everything.
The return of the JBFH. This is more of a podcast than a review.
Yeah, it's a podcast. It's like nearly an hour long.
Yeah.
But you can just listen to the review and then go away if you want to.
Or you can listen to Josh try to list a Spider-Man movies and not
be able to
remember.
count like a child. Count
but then, if you got to this point, you've already heard it all, so I didn't know why we're saying.
Well, I had one whiskey and but
don't blame the whiskey.
No, it's not the whiskey. I've had one.
You're trying to count your Spider-Man. You lost count. You can't count.
No. Well, I don't care about half the Spider-Man films that came out, to be honest. And to be honest, these new ones aren't even like they're not as good as I want them to be. But this one was definitely better.
I really enjoyed this one. I would say this one.
No, I liked it a lot.
This is, like I said, no matter what you say about these films, no one can dispute that Tom Holland is the definitive Spider-Man Peter Parker.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. Because that's another thing I didn't like about the Sam Raimi films when I rewatched them, is that Tobey Maguire is fucking annoying.
He's not.
And I don't think it's his fault. I think it's just that the script required him to cry constantly, and not just the crying, but he's just a pussy. I know it's like not a fucking PC thing to say now, but he's annoying.
Trying to gain followers.
he's just crying all the time and moaning about MJ and like.
She's not even that hot.
No.
She's a bit of a bitch.
I mean, not. Why is she a bitch?
She is a bitch, Peter.
I can't really remember. I suppose
he's a bit of a dick to her, but then he's Spider-Man.
Well, she is a bit annoying in the first one, but then in the second one, he's kind of fucking her about a bit.
Yeah, because he's Spider-Man.
Rightly. Yeah, I know, but like,
put her in danger.
Just tell her, man, innit? If I had a girlfriend, I'd be like, yeah, I'm Spider-Man. Just deal with it. Sometimes I can't come to your show. I'm saving the fucking world. What are you doing? You know what I mean?
Or he saves the world. Well, he does actually.
He does. He saves the city.
Yeah, the city.
Well, whatever. That's what Spider-Man does. Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Who said save the world?
Well, whatever. Spider-Man. I'm sure Spider-Man saved the world at some point in the comics.
Yeah, probably, but not in. I suppose he might. Actually, no. I think it's just New York in danger in Spider-Man 2.
It generally is because he's the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He protects New York.
Yeah,
you'll leave the other shit to the Avengers.
The neighborhood is just Queens.
Yeah, but it's fucking Manhattan in the new game or whatever.
You go in quite a few places, didn't you, in that game?
Yeah. Well, no, you just stay in Manhattan.
You sure?
Pretty sure. I could be completely wrong. I don't know New York. Anyway, that was the review / rankings, and we'll probably be back with another one at some point soon. We'll try and get these up regular again, but I don't know how often it's going to be.
I don't know what films we'll see next.
Yeah.
I did go and see Chucky the other day. You went to see yesterday.
I went to see yesterday, not yesterday, but the day before.
Well,
yesterday I could say
it was yesterday.
Yesterday I could say it was yesterday, but no, I can't. But that I would not. Well, I don't need to do a review of that now. I'm just saying, like, you don't need to see that at the cinema, but the Beatles songs are cool because the Beatles are amazing. Yeah, that's it. We will catch you.
Like, comment, subscribe, click the little bell icon.
Click the little bell icon so you can get notified, and we don't ever upload, so you can just like not get annoyed by us every now and then. And when you do get anything, you're like, oh, that's JBFH Podcast.
And if you'd like some merchandise, I can make some up.
No, you can't. Well, you can if you want to do it, but I'm not paying for it. Because the one you got me didn't even fit. we were going to wear our own merchandise, even though nobody else fucking listens to this. And I couldn't even wear it anyway because it came and it was just going
to say like a poster of me or something up for your walls.
Yeah, I didn't know what you look like though.
It's a good way to find out.
They could be disappointed. They might hear the sexy voice and then they get the pic and they're like, oh shit.
My George Clooney voice.
How is that? Has George Clooney got a particularly nice voice? I don't even know. I know he's a good looking man, but
I don't know. It sounded like a cool thing to say.
It wasn't that cool. Anyway.
That's
it. I don't know. I never know how to end it. Anyway, all right. That's it. Goodbye. Good luck on your travels.